Hey everyone, this is Darkener, and I'm going to talk a little bit about Holy's PvP potential in the Mists of Pandaria beta. I'm currently on build 15851, and I noticed some changes from live that I didn't notice before. I'm not sure why I didn't, but there are some changes, and I'll go through some of the things that I think may improve Holy's PvP potential, and may introduce a different kind of PvP playstyle than the traditional Holy Priest healing playstyle. Okay, first thing I want to do is go over our DPS chakra, Chastise. Because it has changed. If you remember on live, or if you know on live, the DPS chakra simply increases damage from your holy and shadow spells by 15%, and that's it. But on the beta, the chakra chastise state is different, and I'll show you. So here, hopefully you can see this. Chakra Chastise increases the damage done by your shadow and holy spells by 15%. There's no change there, but then there's more. Grants a 10% chance for Smite to reset the cooldown of Holy Word Chastise. Reduces the mana cost of Smite and Holy Fire by 75%. And transforms your Holy Word spell back into Holy Word Chastise, which is like ho-hum. It's the same as it always was. Holy Word Chastise is an instant damage. Right now, I've got Inner Will up, so it says it's 7861 holy damage, and disorients them for 3 seconds, 30-second cooldown. You know, I've been a big proponent for Holy Word Chastise to actually transform into something a little bit stronger than just the same old Holy Word Chastise when you're in Chastise state. So here I'm going to change to Chastise, and for some reason I'm not seeing the, probably because, there it is. So, okay, Holy Word Chastise, I turned my spell stuff down so I could do a little bit better video without losing frame rates and stuff. Okay, so I am in DPS chakra. Now, first thing, you'll notice that it reduces the mana cost of Smite and Holy Fire. So now my Smite is 2,250. But here, what I think you're going to want to do, if you're a Holy Priest in MoP trying this PvP, I guess, approach yourself, I would recommend you be in Inner Fire, because you want the additional spell power. Now let me just explain to you this. Inner Fire on the beta is different than live. I'm not sure why I didn't notice this either. On live, Inner Fire just gives you 554 additional spell power, a fixed amount, 554, and extra armor. Okay, great, big deal. Okay, so maybe good in PvP, but really we were stacking resilience for that, not necessarily just armor for physical damage. So anyway, Inner Fire is different. Check it out. A burst of holy energy fills the caster, increasing the armor value from items by 60%. And spell power by 10%. Okay, that's a big change. So now instead of Inner Fire being a fixed amount of spell power, it's actually a percent, which is awesome because it'll scale as your gear scales. Right now I'm at a very low eye level, 434, and my spell power is 12,894 with the Inner Fire buff up. That's 10%. If I remove this, it goes down to 11,722. So Inner Fire is taking this buff up from 11,722 to 12, 894. That's well over 1,000. You know, it's like 1,100 and some, because I had 11, like 774 before. So it's a really good boost to your spell power, and you'll notice it because you'll heal and damage a bit stronger with this. I guess the thing that we need to check is that it stacks. So hopefully it will stack. Anyway, okay, so alright, so now what I'm going to do is go through some of the changes here. First of all, why would we even be casting Smite to grant us a 10% chance for Smite to reset the cooldown of Holy Word Chastise? Well, Holy Word Chastise is actually a pretty nice spell for a Holy Priest. It gives Holy Priests a interrupt of sorts. It's a disorient. It's only for 3 seconds, but 3 seconds in PvP can be a real lifesaver, and any PvPer of any worth, if they're up against a Holy Priest, they'll know that our disorient is a very short duration, so they're not going to trinket out of it. They're going to wait the full 3 seconds, which is actually kind of cool. It would be nicer if it was longer than 3 seconds, but 3 seconds, it gets us precious peel time, escape time, cast time, whatever it is we need to do. And if you smite while you're in DPS Chakra Chastise, right, you have a 10% chance that Smite's going to reset the cooldown of Holy Word Chastise. Now I'm thinking, well, why am I going to be smiting? You know, long cast time spells are going to get interrupted. You know, pretty much we're going to be casting instant cast heals as much as possible. We've got Renew. We've got Power Word Shield still as a Holy Priest, except it's on a 6-second cooldown because we're not Disc, we're Holy. We've got Circle of Healing, which isn't great, but in a you know, bind, maybe it's good for an instant heal. And I think people used to really think that being in Serenity Chakra was great because you got an additional instant heal, Serenity, which is very good. And your healing is increased by 15%, so that is very good. But in Chakra Chastise, your Smite is reduced by 75%, your Holy Fire is reduced by 75%. Look how cheap Holy Fire is, 1,500 mana. And I don't have any stacks of Evangelism up. Yes, remember, Holy Priests still have Evangelism, which is kind of interesting that they left it in there, but I think they left it in there for a reason. Let me show you what else is still in there. So, what else is still in there? Divine Fury, Discipline and Holy Passive. Divine Fury increases your chance to hit with Penance, Smite, Power Word Solace, and Holy Fire by 15%. So Holy Priests still have 15% hit chance on Smite, Power Word Solace, and Holy Fire. We don't have Penance, but so we're not going to worry about missing. These spells aren't going to miss. It's a passive. It's on all the time. We don't have to worry about it. It's always there. We will never miss PvP or PvE, which is very nice. Okay, so that's a good point about being able to DPS in this state. But why would a Holy Priest be DPSing? Won't you want to be casting heals? The instant heals, and then as the go-to heal, flash heal, because really that's all we're going to be doing. The fastest heals we can possibly do. Instance and flash heal. Well, it turns out the cast time of Smite is the exact same as flash heal. I'm not sure, you know, on live, I'm an Atonement Disc Priest, and Smite I always felt like was a longer casting spell than flash heal. I'm not sure if this is different. I'll have to investigate that further, but Flash heal is 19,800 mana. Check that out. Smite is 2,250. They're both the same cast time. Well, but you don't want to be smiting, right? Because you want to be healing people. Well, okay, you still can, because in this possible playstyle for Holy PvP, what I'm going to take is From Darkness Comes Light. This, you have a 15% chance when you smite, heal, flash heal, binding heal, or greater heal to cause your next flash heal to be instant cast and have no mana cost. Okay, limit 2 charges. So when I smite or flash heal, I've got a 15% chance that it's going to give me a free flash heal. So this smite, which is 2,250, has a 15% chance to give me a free flash heal that's instant cast. Instant cast. Which is very nice, but you say, well, 15%, that's crap. That's never gonna proc. Well, it is actually gonna proc, and it's gonna proc fairly reliably. I've been really fiddling with it, and on some rare occasions I've gone on endless casts of smite with no proc, but that is a exception and not the rule. I have, as many times as I've gone casting smite, 7, 8, 9 times and still not getting a proc, more often than that I get multiple back-to-back procs, meaning I'll proc Surge of Light with my smite. I'll go to use it by doing the instant flash heal, and that instant flash heal procs Surge of Light again, so I get the Surge of Light right back. And if I smite with 1 charge of Surge of Light up, I can get a second charge. The second charge refreshes the duration of the first charge, so you have 2 charges. The duration is 20 seconds. I think they even increased the duration. I thought it used to be shorter than that, like 10 seconds. But now it's 20 seconds, which is much nicer. You can hold the charges for longer. In fact, I've been trying a technique where I get 2 charges. I use the second charge as fast as possible, but I keep my first charge and try to go back to smiting or flash heal if I need to get the second charge back before the first charge goes away. It'll refresh the first charge again if I get a second charge. So I always have 1 charge, almost like a backup free instant cast. And if it turns out that it looks like I'm not going to get that first charge, that second charge again to refresh the first charge, I'll use up the first charge before it's gone. I've got weak auras hooked up on the beta here. It's working pretty good, so I can track, and you're going to have to track this, your duration of your Surge of Light. It used to have the time ticking down on the buff. Now it doesn't do that anymore. You have to go up and hover over it. Alright, so I'm going to show you some of this stuff. Well, last thing I'm going to show you is, so of course with Flash Heal we're going to get procs to Serendipity, and Serendipity is going to haste our Greater Heal. In fact, if we have, so my Greater Heal right now is 2.37. Alright, if I get 2 stacks of Serendipity, alright, Greater Heal is 1.42. It's the same exact time as Flash Heal. And with Greater Heal, if you take the talent Divine Insight, in Holy Form, when you cast Greater Heal, there is a 40% chance your next Prayer of Mending will not trigger its cooldown and will jump to each target instantly. This is a big deal for this Holy PvP playstyle that I think I'm going to experiment with, and I'll have to do that in a future video because I don't have time to do that tonight. But so you're going to get, in this playstyle, you're going to be in DPS Chakra, you're going to be casting Smite, you're going to get free Flash Heals, you're going to have hasted Greater Heals, and then from that you're going to get free, well not free, but instant cast, instant heal Prayer of Mendings, which will heal every single charge. Now if you were PvEing in a raid I might actually suggest that you take the glyph of Prayer of Mending off, because you want the 5 charges. When you instantly heal 5 charges, it's actually more healing than the first heal being 60% and having 1 less charge. Marginally more to have 5 heals, but still you're healing another player, so, and it's instant. But still, for PvP, it's good for that first heal. Say you get a free, a instant cast or instant heal. I'll have to show you how it works. Prayer of Mending. You can use it to heal yourself. Now normally, I'm going to do it now. When you cast Prayer of Mending on yourself, it just sits there and it's not healing me. It's got 4 charges on it and it's waiting 30 seconds for any incoming damage. If I'm damaged but I'm away from players, Prayer of Mending isn't going to heal me. But if you get the proc of Divine Insight, I'll wait for this to wear off. So if you're doing a greater heal and you get Divine Insight, and I have another weak aura to tell me when I have Divine Insight, you're going to want to know when you get it, because there's no built-in Blizzard UI display like there is Surge of Light. Here, let me just show you. So Surge of Light, so that's the Serendipity display, and here's Surge of Light, and this is my weak aura to show me the cooldown on this, because the Surge of Light is just a thing here, but it has it 12 seconds, 11, 10. So this is going down to tell me when this is going up. So when this goes empty, I have like 1 or 2 seconds left. I'm going to use it. Okay, so now I've got 2 stacks of Serendipity. I'm going to cast Greater Heal. Alright, Divine Insight procced, and I have something to show me that it procced. I'm going to... Okay, so see, I hit myself with Prayer of Mending and immediately went away because it healed me. Your Prayer of Mending healed you, 21,251. I didn't have to wait to take damage, and if there were more players around me on my team, it would just immediately bounce, ding, 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 between everyone. Or if there's only one other person, it bounces back and forth between you and the other person, healing you and the other person instantly. It's actually pretty cool. Hopefully in another video I can show you how that works with multiple friendly targets. But trust me, I think it's actually pretty cool, and will work. It'll have synergy with this playstyle. Okay, so if I'm going to be casting Smite, say on the target dummy, I need to heal, right? Okay, well I did 1 Smite, I did 2 Smites, and I already have 2 stacks of Surge of Light, right? I'm going to use 1 on myself. I'm going to go back to Smite. Oh, I got a second stack already. I got another one, but I wasted that one. I should have stopped. Okay, there, that Surge of Light, that Flash Shield procced another one. And see, it's refreshing the duration of Surge of Light. This is the duration. It's a weak aura that's counting down. It's helping me see when. Now the other one's going to be up. I'll try one more time to see if I'm lucky. Nope. So I'm going to use it. Okay, well, I used it and it procced again. So I got another one. This is why I say this DPS chakra, these smites are as fast as Flash Heal. And it's incredibly... Okay, I got a proc from doing that Flash Heal, so I got a Surge of Light. What I really want to be able to do is run around with 2. So it refreshed the duration of that first one. Now I have 2. I'll use 1. I'm going to keep this 1 in reserve here and go back to smiting or flash healing as I need to, and I might get another proc. Usually I get procs within at least 5 casts, but a lot of times I'm getting them back to back. See, now I'm not really getting them. I'm just getting very unlucky. Okay, so there's 1. Alright, so there's the second one. So now I'm running around. I got 2 Surge of Lights. I can instantly heal myself. I can instantly heal somebody else. This is great. I've got 2 stacks of Serendipity, so I can Greater Heal at the same speed as Flash Heal. Go back to Smite. You know, when I Smite, I've got Evangelism stacking up. So Evangelism at 5 stacks is decreasing the... Okay, I got another Surge of Light, and I'll refresh the first one. I'm going to use this one. Oh, I got another one. I'll use that one. Oh, I got another one from using that one. That was a back-to-back one. Alright, my Smite now with stacks of Evangelism 1,575. Holy Fire is 1,050. Really mana efficient. So you're not, if you see my mana bar, because these flash heals are costing nothing, my mana bar is not going anywhere from casting Smite. I mean, look, and I'm getting these stacks. I flashed healed and I got another one. I got that one still there. Okay, I got another proc. I can do a greater heal. See, greater heal can also proc Surge of Light. So all of these things are chances to proc Surge of Light. Okay, there we go. Smite procced it. I can do a greater heal. This has a chance to proc it. I can go back to Smite. So I'm doing some damage and I'm healing as a Holy Priest. Remember, I'm hit capped on these spells, so I don't have to worry about missing. I'm not sure why Divine Insight with 40% chance is not proccing, but oh, I got another. I mean, this is ridiculous. I'm just smiting. There we go. I got a Divine Insight. And at 42,501. So I healed myself, and it was a crit. I'll use that before it goes away. Flash heal. 38,689. It's interesting. Okay, and then the other thing is, so I've got this Holy Word Chastise. Remember that disorients the target. I can use it. Alright, so now it's on cooldown for 30 seconds, but as I smite to do this, there's a there, see it reset. It's already back again. I can disorient again. I've got a Surge of Light proc, which procced another Surge of Light proc. And now I'm at 2 stacks of Serendipity. I can Greater Heal. Now I've got a Divine Insight, which is an instant heal, Prayer of Mending for 4 targets. This would be bouncing to other players instantly and healing them at this point. And a lot of that started from one smite. You know, the one smite procced a Surge of Light, that flash heal procced another Surge of Light, which I cast a Greater Heal, which procced a Divine Insight, which was a Prayer of Mending that was an instant heal to all targets. Prayer of Mending. And I had my Disorient refresh all in the process. So I think it's getting better. Holy PvP should be really interesting. We have improved death, of course, which is not something you want to be in PvP, but it happens. And we also have the Light Spring, which will be an interesting dynamic. So I think it'll be really interesting to try out the Holy PvP technique where you're in your DPS, your Chastise Chakra, and you're using your smites. You're going to help with DPSing. Look, I got a proc of I'll Chastise, so that's there. Try another smite. Okay. Oh, it refreshed, so I got a Surge of Light proc and a refresh of Chastise. I can Chastise again. It's on cooldown now, but I have this Surge of Light, and sometimes the one Surge of Light will proc Surge of Light again. Okay, well there. Alright. I wasted a proc because I didn't use up one. This is still on cooldown. So even though it's got a 10% chance, it'll go for a while without refreshing, but you still have a chance for it to refresh. But if not, 30 seconds will be up and you can use it again. Disorient someone, I just chastised. Back to smite. Okay, none of these have refreshed it. 10% isn't as good as 15. It would be nice if it was 15. Probably should have a weak aura for the Chastise cooldown, because I want to be able to use that when it's up. Because it's good. It's an interrupt. You know, and you can create a macro where you have someone on focus where you can chastise your focus target, and as a holy priest you can be doing DPS, throwing out instant heals, and it's holy DPS, which is harder for them to resist, throwing out instant heals, using your serendipity to do a greater heal. I didn't get a divine insight proc, but and then do instant heal prayer of mendings. I have to watch this because I forget that it came off. Alright, I got a proc there. Alright, so I think you get the picture. Not sure why. You would think a greater heal would have a very high chance of proccing divine insight, but for some weird reason I'm not getting it as much now. But try again here. Yep, there we go. So then we have an instant heal, and I can cast Prayer of Mending right afterwards. See, it's gone, and I cast it again because it reset the cooldown of Prayer of Mending. So if I'm taking damage, I healed myself and 3 other people instantly, then I can cast it right again and the damage will make it proc again. So if I'm in, say, 2s, it's going to bounce back and forth. You know, it's got 4 charges, so each player is going to get 2 heals. Then I immediately can put out another charge and it's going to have another proc. So someone's going to get 3 heals, 2 of which had the 60% additional healing if you have the glyph, or if you leave the glyph out, which is just fine, then you get 5 heals instantly. So that's kind of like a little assessment of holy PvP capabilities in the beta. I'm really kind of excited to try some of this out. If it wasn't for the fact that queuing for a battleground takes 30 to 45 minutes, it's incredible. It's not even, and then it's so long that you go to the bathroom, you come back, and then the queue popped, and you're like out of it now. So it's very frustrating. I'm not sure what's going on, but it's hard to get into a battleground. So, but hopefully I'll be able to follow up with another video on testing out some holy PvP-ness. Alright, so that's Darkener over now.